Dumpster Divas, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, what's up? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Make sure to follow me if you're not on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod, where you can get all video episodes of this show that you are watching and listening to right now. It is just me for now. We have a lot of content, surprisingly, coming at you in the next week or so. I wanted to hop on before our Salt Lake City recap coming out later this week to chat about just some things happening in the Bravo universe, as well as give you some plugs for things to look forward to in the next couple weeks. So I didn't have an episode last week, but to be honest with you, I watched the Salt Lake City episode and it didn't spark so much joy in me, and I've been feeling a little depressiana because of a multitude of reasons, one of which being I had a really shitty birthday this year, and I don't know, just been in a weird space. So took some time off from the podcast. By time off, I mean, I think 5 days. But we have 2 episodes this week, and you're going to get another episode next week right after Christmas. So you should be excited about that. So real quick, I want to tease what we have coming up. So Friday, we have a Salt Lake City recap with the one and only Lauren Ashley Smith from the Smith Sisters Live. As you all know, Mariah Smith is a dear, dear friend of the show, but I have not ventured outside of the Mariah Smith universe into the Smith Sisters cinematic universe. So very excited to chat with her. And then I just recorded an amazing interview with Daisy Kelleher from Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we dive into what it was like to be behind the scenes around those women on the yacht in the middle of the Bahamas, wherever they were. Barbados, I believe. Outside of Barbados, an island outside of Barbados. We talk about that. We talk about how where do we land on where we were? Like where was that? No. So that interview has been locked in. It's recorded. It will absolutely be in your ears next Friday. So something really exciting to look forward to there. And then I believe we'll be off the week after that for the new year. But remember to subscribe to youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod. Make sure to follow me at the Tom Hamlet. Follow the podcast account at dumpsterdivepod. I'm going to start moving some content back over to the podcast account, so please check that out. And you can follow me at the Tom Hamlet on Threads, which is where I mostly live my life these days. So, yeah. Today, though, I want to chat about the Summer House trailer.
Kyle fell asleep at some fan's apartment and came home at like 6:30 in the morning. That's insane.
So the Summer House trailer, once again, this came out about a week ago. I have seen it. I have sat with it. I have thoughts, and I kind of want to go scene by scene. I'm not going to play it. I have it up right now. Scene by scene to just kind of dive into all of this. There is so much in here. Now, as you guys know, if you're a longtime listener of the pod, Summer House is essentially the show that kind of got this podcast off the ground. We did our Summer House pre-games back in COVID, which is how I connected with all of the Bravo accounts and some Bravo celebrities. It was so much fun. I do really miss it every day. We were like trapped in COVID, drinking Lover Boys the hour before the show came on, and then we would watch it. It was so fun. So it's kind of the reason we do what we do here. And also, if you have not listened to Kix and I's Summer House Season 1 rewatch, we did that last summer, 2024. It was so fun. We loved it so much. I think we may do it again because we had a blast. So Summer House is a formative show for us here on us Dumpster Divas, and we will be covering it episodically here on the show. So we're going to be covering Summer House in the spring, and then I want to add in maybe another show with that because I've been listening to your feedback that you want more episodes and covering more shows. I had to take a second and just streamline the content to Salt Lake City because there was a lot going on, and to be honest, a lot of mid content going on, although Potomac has been wonderful. So I want to just focus on SLC. Next, we're doing Summer House. Let me know what you want maybe that second show to be in the mix. But back to this trailer, we're gonna watch it together, talk about it together, and kind of talk about some of our theories. theories. I mean, before we get into it, my great theory here is that, we know they're filming this Summer in the City show. I believe they wrapped filming right before BravoCon. So I have a feeling that we're going to get a very Beverly Hills transition episode into Vanderpump Rules, like Summer House into the City. But I also have a theory that we may get some of this cast may even leave as soon as mid-season to go live their lives elsewhere. Because if you have not heard, the cast consists of Kyle, Amanda, Lindsay, Carl, Sierra, Jesse West, right? We know that gang. And then, so once again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. And then we have Mia Calabrese, KJ Dillard, Dara Leviton, Levi Sebri, Bailey Taylor, and Ben Waddle. 1, 2, 3. We have 6 newbies. So that's 13 people. Now that last person I said, Waddell or Waddle. Ben Waddle, he's Australian. He was from The Bachelor, Australia. You're welcome for that beautiful Australian accent. So I have a feeling that what's going to happen is, like, episodically, like, Carl's going to be like, okay, I'm going to go for a run, and then he never comes back. And then who comes in from their run is Ben Weddle. And then Lindsay is going to be like, okay, I'm going to go grab another bottle of rosé. And then she comes back and it's some other blonde woman holding a bottle of rosé that's a younger version of Lindsay Hubbard. And it's just kind of like a slow transition till by the time the season ends, we have a new cast. That's my theory. That's what I'm thinking. I'm probably wrong. Or we get full on America's Next Top Model, like fading into the background, and then the new cast members fading in. So we're in a transitional place. It is season 10. So I'm curious to see how this all goes down, but let's watch this together. The trailer opens up on the house we love so deeply. We're getting our parties. It's just happy-go-lucky, just the girls, the hugging. And then we do get this really magical, like, transition, right? We're like transitioning from 2016 all the way to 2025, which, watching the ways Kyle hasn't changed a bit, but Carl is a new person. Lindsay Hubbard has not changed a bit. Carl obviously has had an insane lifestyle change since the early days of the show. But on top of that, he just like looks different. Like, he looks like a baby, but also he's so poofy from the substances. It's a different person. Very proud of him on his journey. And shout out to Carl, because I saw him 5,000 times during marathon training out in my neck of the woods. And I just want to shout him out for crushing the marathon. But yeah, we get this montage of all of them as BBs, and then Lindsay and Carl being the beginnings of there being an item. And then, y'all, do you remember they flashed to Kyle proposing to Amanda? Do you remember how terrible that season was? The season was amazing, but do you remember how terrible the lead up to the engagement was? Like, he maybe had cheated. They were fighting. He had to go apologize to her dad. He sent that email. Remember the 10-page email? I mean, we were destined for disaster from the start. Let's see, what else do we have in this little montage? We have Carl coming to work. Oh, Carl was the best man in the wedding. We did skip over the COVID house. I think that is maybe my favorite season of Summer House, is the COVID house. I call it it's like American Horror Story COVID house. That should be one. Ryan, wherever you are, Ryan. American Horror Story COVID house, because I will never forget that party they threw in COVID house where each of their bedrooms was like, they had to design it like their hometown, and then they did a bar crawl through all of their hometowns. I will never forget it. It was inspired. I would like to do that. So our first party of the season does look to be a geriatric party, which is fitting for all of our oldies who are about to be once again departed, sent out to pasture. Everyone's in big titties, hanging down to the floor. I would love this. I would love that type of party. And then we also have some like carnival party, I think, or medieval times. Wait, so one of these newbies, I met him actually at a Lululemon fitness event because Carl was there. Carl brought him there while they were filming. They weren't filming at the event that I was at, but I went to this like runner influencer event. I'm not either of those things. Well, I am a runner, but I'm not a fitness influencer. My friend was organizing it, so I got an invite. And Carl was there with this newbie. I don't know this guy's name. He is our black gentleman. Let me see. Summer House cast. It's not Ben Waddle. Ben Waddle. I'm gonna say. I will never stop saying that. I think it's KJ. KJ Dillard. Yeah. It's. Oh. Is this him? I think it's him. It is him. Yeah. Very hot. Very tall. Very thin. He photographs like a bit of a meathead, and in person, he is just a little peanut. I mean, he's like his weight. He's got like a 25-inch waist. He was hot. So I met him. He was very nice. He was dressed not for a fitness event. He was dressed like he was about to go like have a martini in Bushwick, but to each his own. So we have a party. We meet some newbies. What else is happening here? Yeah, they're doing so many flashes of these newbies. Now let's dive into Ben Waddle. I'm sorry. I don't even know if that's how you say his name. What? I should look it up. Oh, Ben Waddle. But we get a flash of Ben. So Ben, once again, was a contestant, or maybe he was the Bachelor on Bachelor Australia. I would not be able to make it through an episode of Bachelor Australia with a straight face, because the whole time I just feel like they would be like, "Oh crikey, you're here for the right reasons." I'm going crazy. Ben is hot. And I think we can all just kind of deeply acknowledge that as a family, that Ben is really hot, and he makes Jesse and West look like nobodies in terms of hotness. But I'm curious to see. I'm always hesitant to see a reality star crossover into a different type of reality TV. Like Bachelor is a game show. It's very structured. It's heavily set up. I don't know what to say scripted, but it's heavily set up. Where Summer House has Nest Cam footage. So I worry that he's not going to know how to necessarily be in the mix, but we'll see. He comes in looking hot, and everyone is just like, I'm upset. But one inklings of a storyline that we're getting right away is that Amanda and him have a thing. Now, this seems to be a through line in general, is that Amanda flirts with all of the guys, or has really good connections with all the guys, except her own husband.
That's insane.
One more time. She has great connections with all the guys, except her own husband.
That's insane.
Which, that's kind of crazy to say. She's like lovey-dovey with them. She's like all up on them. And then with her husband, she's like, fuck off, Kyle. So in the trailer, we're getting these like little Easter eggs that there's maybe a overly flirtatious relationship between the two of them. I mean, she's beaming looking at him, and Kyle is not happy with it. Oh, and then Carl's making out with one of the blondies. Carl, we can't be dating people on reality TV. That's not for you. Oh, we also have a beautiful black woman in the mix as well. Her name is... It's Mia. Mia Calabrese. Mia is... Let's do some digging on Mia. She's a realtor in New York City. She's got a banging bod. She is gorge. She's like bodied down. I mean, she looks fab. I mean, I'm basing this fully off of her looks, but she looks fab. And the vibes in the trailer were quite good. So let's see, keep going. So guys, we gotta talk about West and Sierra may be rekindling something. Now, I saw online a lot of people were like, I think it's not happening though because of their dynamics at BravoCon, which I have to agree with that. Like they didn't have, unless they're like brilliant actors, they were not giving the energy of like we bone now again. So I think they're probably just testing the waters for the show and maybe nothing happens. But I'm a West and Sierra truther. I think they came into each other's lives at the wrong time, but I do think there's a world in which they would vibe. Politically, they both get it. I know he takes care of a woman. He's funny. She needs like Wes isn't nerdy, but he's more of like a intellectual than like a fuck boy, and I think she needs that. So shout out to them. I want it to happen. But then she's also flirting. Well, Jesse I think is trying to get with her too. So it's a West and Jesse versus Sierra situation. You have to admit the West, he looks good. Like there's just something about him that feels like good old hometown high school sweetheart to me. Where Jesse feels like the New York City fuckboy. Sorry, bro. Hate to say it. Kyle's a DJ now. And Amanda's big issue is that her biggest issue is that he would stay out too late, and now he has a job that keeps him out until like 5 a.m. And here we go. We get the big reveal. So we get the big reveal. Big reveal that Kyle fell asleep at a fan's apartment. Now, if you guys are online, you'll have seen that a fan posted pictures of Kyle at their house or apartment, shotgunning a Truly, which is the direct competition of Loverboy, and 2, just like vibing out at a flip cup table at like, and the timestamp said it was like 4 a.m. and they were like, we can't get him to leave. So that has come out since the trailer and is quite shocking. Oh, and then Amanda commented on the photo and said, believe it or not, this isn't the night I was referring to. This man must be stopped. So yeah, she fell asleep in an apartment, and it is quite literally insane. But then we get a teaser of them having a sit down where Kyle is like talking about their chemistry. He's like, we don't have compatibility. We have intimacy issues. We have no chemistry anymore. That's the problem in our relationship. And I'm like, y'all, how are they an item to this day? They're still together. And she's crying. He's crying. It would be easier to not be together than do whatever this is, whatever that means. But the back half of this trailer is essentially them having full fights about their relationship. And then we wrap up on really something to see. And that is that Carl attempts to get into a physical altercation with Kyle Cook. Bum bum. I mean, I have to admit, like, Carl getting feisty is kind of hot. When he's like, I'm like, that's my man. That's my man. I will always find Carl deeply hot. I do wish he would keep them teeth hidden. I don't like to see those chompers, those piano keys. But I have to say he's looking pretty good. He's a little skinny, but like he has a lot going for him. But yeah, they get into a physical altercation, and that's kind of ends the trailer. Oh, we get we get a last scene with one of the new girls. She says, "This is too much for me. I just want to eat shrimp and die." So that is Summer House. Summer House season 10. Once again, I have my theories. I do believe that this is the end of the road for half this cast, and we're going to soft launch this new crew with West and Jesse at the helm. Maybe Sierra there too, but probably mostly just newbies. So yeah, that is Summer House. Before I let y'all go, though, a couple more things that we have not spoke about. So, Jen Shaw is out of prison. That's something. Real Houses of Potomac is such a blast. If you're not watching it, I don't know why that would be. I'm having so much fun watching it. Every episode, I truly laugh out loud. I mean, when Stacey says, as Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. She says, in the spirit of that, I'm gonna take this gummy and I'm gonna get high and go to lunch with Kay. I mean, I don't care if that was written. Her delivery is impeccable. You can't but you cannot deny that the delivery is spot on with that. So that's fantastic. I'm also watching Beverly Hills and watching Married to Medicine and Southern Charm. I'm watching it all, just talking about SLC. It's a lot of shows, but let's see. Any thoughts on those other ones? Married to Medicine is off to a weird start. Simone is always fighting with her family and always fighting with Quad. It seems like, and I love Simone, but I just kind of feel like we're still trapped here. And then Beverly Hills is an absolute snooze fest, top to bottom. I love y'all so much. I don't think I have the energy to record weekly recaps of that, because also I'm not making money doing this. If someone was going to pay me, if y'all wanted to pay me, maybe I would. But, right now this is a free show for both parties. And I don't have the energy to cover a show that doesn't have anything to cover, So I have to always applaud the Crappens guys, because they churn out so much content, recapping some shows that do not even warrant that much energy. And they do it with class. So I got to tip my hat to those guys, because they really are something else. But I will say two big takeaways from Beverly Hills. One, I believe that Rachel Zoe is actually a great casting decision. I love her, but I was skeptical about her being in the mix there, because I just don't know that she would reveal enough or be honest enough. She has proven me completely wrong, and she's been incredibly honest about her life. She brings a casual kind of ease to her. And watching her be her next to Erica and Kyle be these different versions of them that they've created for reality television, it makes them look bad. It makes the Kyle, Erica, Dorit look like bad reality show contestants, because they're just, you can see how edited they are. And Rachel Zoe isn't that. She's doing a great job. I really am enjoying her way more than I thought I would. Southern Charm she's charming. She's charming along. I always like Southern Charm. I always think that they bring, it's an easy to watch show. I never feel stressed. Well, that's not true. I did feel stressed when Shep sent that really long text to Sienna last season. I'll never forget that. But I don't find, once again with that, there's enough to cover it. Craig is deranged and deeply MAGA, and we should all not speak of him. I hope we can all agree on that. And I've seen a lot of people showed their misogyny, their deep rooted misogyny, when they came to his defense with Paige and him. When there's no side. They're both just shitty reality stars, and two, Paige really didn't do anything to further the narrative, and he just lies. It's hard to see so many people defend a liar, but that is kind of that's actually the theme of I would say this past decade would be, it's hard to see so many people defend a liar. So that's where I struggle with Southern Charm is like I don't like seeing him really ever. And so seeing him continue to fight with the girls and the gays, it's a bit of a slog. But things I'm loving though, I mean, girls, this is not reality TV, but heated rivalry. Damn, those boys are doing crazy things on heated rivalry. I don't know what came over me. It's so funny. It's a show that I want to have be a water cooler show, but you can't. Like you can't to go to work and be like, "Did you watch Heated Rivalry?" And so a little insight without revealing too much. My job, a project. We're working on a hockey project right now with NHL players, and it's taken all of my energy to want to ask them about Heated Rivalry, but I can't because I don't want to know that they know that I watch this low-key softcore porn, and I don't think they would want me to know that they have watched it as well. So it's a touchy subject. I don't think we can discuss it at work, but I'm happy to discuss it here. But I will be recapping the first, I think, 4 episodes of Heated Rivalry on my other show, Good Judy's. If you haven't subscribed to Good Judy's, by the way, Good Judy's is the podcast I do with my best friends, Bradley and Dan. And it's a blast. We had a wonderful, our most recent episode was recapping Wicked for Good, Wicked for Worse, as I like to call it. And then we had a wonderful interview with Maddie Majacomo from Peloton. If you guys are Peloton people, Maddie is wonderful. I've known him for a long time in the city, and he's good friends with my friend Bradley, and we had him on the show and had a blast. So those are 2 episodes you should absolutely go check out. But that brings us to the end of this episode. Follow me at the Tom Hamlet on Instagram. Follow the YouTube channel at youtube.com/dumpsterdivepod. I'm going to start transitioning some content back over to the Dumpster Dive Instagram, so please go check that out. And that's at Dumpster Dive Pod as well. And make sure to stay tuned for an episode with Lauren Ashley Smith that comes out Friday, as well as an episode with Daisy Kelleher from Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We get a lot of hot piping behind the scenes tea on all things Salt Lake City women when they were trapped on that goddamn boat. So I'll see y'all later, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.